Hi, everybody. Welcome back to my channel. I'm Susan Lynn. I'm a psychic and a medium, and I do political predictions. I have an entire cast and crew, is what they're saying, of spirit guides. They are political spirit guides that look like a 1940s black and white newsroom. And they're all busy at their desk with their typewriters, typing away and giving me information to talk to you about. Also, I still have Mr. Murrow is with me still. Last night I was up, they were talking to me, and he came in, and his smoke, how much smoke is cigarette smoke is around this man is unbelievable. Like my eyes literally burn. So he is here. We have a little deal worked out where he kind of keeps his distance, but he still talks to me, which is fine. I don't know how he lived as long as he did smoking that much. Anyway, so on to the news. I'm going to do something a little different today. And I'm going to tap into different people's energies. I'm going to tap into President Biden's energy. I'm going to tap into the DOJ's energy. And I'm just going to see, what are they thinking about? What are they worried about? Because this whole thing with 45 and his taking his case to the Supreme Court, it's just, they're not excited. My guides are not excited. Biden is not excited. I'm hearing the words ruse. And I also heard yesterday, the DOJ can chew gum and walk at the same time. So apparently, they're happy for this to sort of, it's like they've given the toddler something to keep him busy with. Now, I don't want to say that I'm downplaying this, because I get it. It looks serious. It feels serious, but I can't get the guides to be serious about it. They're just not. They don't really care. There's other things that are underfoot, that are underway, that are going to be very important. And those things are not seeable within the public sphere. Okay, so on the down low, in secret, whatever you want to call it, there are investigations that are happening that really the DOJ has put their money on. This thing with Trump and the papers, I mean, they just said it's an exercise. It's like something, they're going through the motions, right? They have dedicated, people to it, woman power to it. They've dedicated resources to it. Of course, it's gonna, it's right now sitting potentially in front of the Supreme Court, but they're not that excited about it. So that's interesting to me. Now, what they're excited about, when I go into, let's just say, the administration's energy, now that would include Biden and his cabinet. They're focused right now. They're focused on Ukraine. They're focused on the midterms. But to be honest with you, Biden is pretty concerned about North Korea. Is that guy's name Paul Young-gang? I can't understand what they're saying. But anyway, he's a little concerned about North Korea because they're very unpredictable. You just don't know what they're going to do. And they don't have any, there's no guardrails. Also, I caught in the news that South Korea sent a missile that didn't work. Basically, it was supposed to answer North Korea's missile, and it was supposed to go up and come down and not hurt anybody, but just say, look, we're going to rattle our saber too. And it actually disintegrated, and pieces of it fell back down within the country, which didn't look so good. And honestly, it empowers it empowers these countries that are bullies. And I want to say again, I've talked about this in the past, and when I say I, and I'm channeling, I mean them. This energy of the bully, 45 is a bully, right? Putin is a bully. North Korea are bullies. Really, Saudis being a bully today, right? Trying to reduce their oil output, which will really greatly hurt the United States. Well, it hurt everybody in the world, right? But it'll hurt the United States just before the midterms. That seems somewhat calculated, doesn't it? But this bully energy, I just want to say that, and they're telling me right now, there's bullies like locally, right? We've dealt with bullies in our schools. We've dealt with bullies in our communities. It's like people have lost, if they had any grace, they've lost it during the lockdown, and they're just kind of short-tempered, short-fused, and the bullies seem to be able to get away with more and more because we allow them. And now they're bringing me to Elon Musk as a bully. Herschel Walker, who is the gentleman running in South Carolina or North Carolina against Warnock, who just said women should not have any reason to have an abortion at all under any circumstances. And now it's been found out that he paid someone for an abortion. At least one lady has come forth with the receipts. So again, we have this king mentality. I can do it, but no one else can, which is very much this bully mentality. So I feel like, right. Oh, so they're also talking about Iran this morning, apparently. So we've talked about Iran in the last video and how women and many men are supporting women as they protest peacefully regarding their own independence, regarding what they wear. They're choosing the clothes they wear, how they wear them. Iran back in the 70s wasn't like this. It was a very modern country with very, it had very bright people that were going to international schools, and it was just a very modern country. And now it's been under lockdown since then, this religious lockdown. So what they want to talk about is the bullying of these people. And apparently right now, the United States is in some kind of talks with Iran to offer them some money. Basically, we want to bribe them so that they don't develop their nuclear arms. But at the same time, Iran is selling drones to Russia to be used against Ukraine. So again, bullying, right? And so some people are saying the United States shouldn't do this deal. The United States should stand up for the people of Iran and not give Iran any money. But here we are, right? Feeling that we must capitulate to these countries that have some nuclear capability. The same way that we capitulated towards Russia for decades based on their nuclear capability. The whole world looked the other way when they invaded Crimea and did all of these things that they've done because we wanted to placate the bully. This is the overall energy all across the world right now. And what we're going to see is countries just having to stand up to these bullies. They're not going to have a choice. They're not going to have a choice. The energy suggests that these countries and these despots that are leading these countries are going to push the envelope, much like Putin has, okay? They're not going to just say, okay, I've got this money, I'm going to placate. Again, they're talking to me about how the world perceives that the United States has faltered, that the United States is in a weakened position. And de facto, if the United States is in a weakened position, then certainly Europe and Canada and Australia and all the democratic countries are also in a weakened position. And they're going to do a lot of saber rattling. You know, what that means is shaking their sword in the old days, right? But in these days, it means shooting off a warhead to prove that, hey, I've got might. I'm going to flex on you. I'm going to flex on the world and show you that you better take me seriously because your money isn't needed. I want to step even more into my power and show you that I'm a military power, that I'm a powerful country. So this is what's got Biden kind of, I don't know if I would say, yeah, okay, he's concerned. He's concerned about North Korea. He's concerned about, as they show me, he's concerned about the fact that, you know, listen, call it what you want, but honestly, this war against Russia is a proxy war. We are giving them billions and billions of dollars in aid and in arms to help them vanquish this enemy. That would be our enemy. That would be Europe's enemy. So, you know, in this way, it's much easier for us, right, to give them money and let them fight the fight. But the administration is a little concerned because there seems to be that the energy suggests that Iran and Saudi Arabia et al., you know, that whole area. I'm not sure about which countries, but, you know, there are Kuwait and Qatar. There are some other countries in there, are aligning with North Korea and some other, what is Azerbaijan got anything to do with this? Anyway, and Lukashenko. So there's these despots. Let's just call them the despot team. You know, and look, you really can't take China out of this. China is not neutral. They play both sides or all sides or 50 sides. They don't care. They want a cut of all the action. So, you know, China is involved in this in a very sort of below the surface sort of way, although it's not, our intel knows they're involved. It's just publicly, we don't talk about it. So, you know, what happens when a bully is allowed to bully, but you never call them out? Well, they're bullying you on the down low. And that is what's happening here. So to wrap this up, I would say that this is what the Biden's cabinet is concerned with. He's concerned with, hey, hold on. He's concerned with something on the local, on the home front. And that is, he's concerned with oil. He's concerned with oil. He's concerned with gas. This is the Republicans and the Saudis and you know, the despots. I mean, look, everybody has said it. At this point, you can't separate Republicans from the despots or from the people who want to do our country harm. They seem to all agree on this, and none of them have stood up against these people that would do us harm. So the Republicans, the Saudis, the Russians, they're all sort of linking hands, if you will, to hit the United States with, you know, higher gas prices and some other things right around the midterms. They're planning something for the 3rd or the very first few days of November. Also, what I was seeing was some kind of shipping strike or fiasco. They're showing me, and I'm not saying this is exactly what's going to happen. I'm saying that this could be a metaphor. Do you remember when that ship got stuck crossways in the Panama Canal? So and how that backed up shipping for, you know, a long time. I don't even know how many millions or billions of dollars that caused in delays. It's something like that. And they're talking about the Suez Canal. I am connected to them right now. I don't have access to Susan's memory or file cabinet. So I don't even know where the Suez Canal is. I'm surprised I even told you the Panama Canal. I mean, they're just telling me this. Something about the Suez Canal. So what Biden is concerned with is that there seems to be more of a pile-on, if you will, of these countries against the United States. And of course, this is all done on the down low. It's something that if you said this is happening, somebody would say, oh, you're making this up, or, this is another one of those crazy conspiracy theories. But I'm telling you that Biden is really worried about this. There really could be some shortages around the midterms. But listen, wow. So everybody knows, right? I mean, again, nobody talks about this stuff, but the Republicans know they're going to get trounced. And what they're doing is they're trying to, if they get trounced, if they lose bigly in the midterms, then they're going to set something in place economically, meaning like some sort of block in the shipping, transportation, railroads, shipping. And I'm wondering if this is why Buttigieg has been on my mind. Buttigieg has been on my mind for at least over a week, at least once a day. I think about Buttigieg. This morning, I woke up thinking about Buttigieg. I don't know what he's doing. I don't know why he's on my mind. He could be doing something on the down low that we never even know about, but his energy is really strong. So I think that he must be, they're showing me he's quite the diplomat, that he can, even though he's not a diplomat by his designation, they're showing me that he will go to these countries and he will strike deals that are very favorable for the United States. Another thing that is helping us is the dollar is super strong right now. So, these other countries, we have leverage. Our dollar buys more. Okay. Our dollar buys more. So this is another reason why OPEC Plus is upset with us, because we're going to get more bargain. We're going to get more money. We're going to get more supply for our dollar. But I feel like, despite all of this, let me circle back around to North Korea for a minute. Because I was just going to say, despite all this, it's not pretty, but Biden and his cabinet crash land the plane without too many problems. Okay. But it's not pretty. I'm going to be honest with you guys. It is not pretty. He's going to make gaffes. He's going to do things that the Republicans are going to jump on. It's unprecedented. What our president is dealing with is unprecedented. Honestly, it really is unprecedented. I mean, think about history and all of the unprecedented things the United States has been through, even as a young country. And you think, well, it'd be kind of hard to get to be more unprecedented than this. But hey, having a past president allegedly steal nuclear codes and sell them to other countries, and to steal top secret documents is pretty unprecedented, right? So when I was saying that, when I was tapping into them and I was saying, well, despite all that, everything kind of sort of was really wobbly, but we sort of make it. I was reminded to go back to North Korea. Right. Right. So these countries, Russia and these countries, I mean, there's a lot of them. China, South Korea, North Korea, Russia. These countries are pushing our hand again. It's like they sense that we're weak and they're piling on us. So the point is that we're going to have to do something. We, according to a security channel that I follow, which is called Just Security, if you just look them up, all they do is report on security issues. And I don't really follow it very often. Whenever the guides tell me to check it, that's when I follow it. According to them, not only did South Korea fire a missile that was a no-go, that was a dud, they say the United States fired a missile as well. That was also a dud. So that makes us look bad. That makes us look ineffectual. And it emasculates us, right? And it empowers those other countries. So you're going to see these other countries flexing more. And I think you may see Russia do something with some sort of tactical nuclear strike. Russia seems to be pushing us into a corner. The guides are showing me that it was just discovered. I'm just going to leave it like this: that there were more human atrocities that were just discovered, and specific human atrocities that were the same as happened during the Holocaust. I'm not going to tell you. You can Google it. You can figure it out yourself. I don't want to think about it or say the words, but it is true. Russia has crossed another line. Okay. And how many lines are they going to cross? How many lines are North Korea going to cross? It seems like these countries are banding together to try to force us into WW3. Now, I don't think that's going to happen because the United States happens to be quite good at this thing called regime change. We've done it a lot, whether it's good or bad. We've done it. And I do think that what is happening is this will hasten the regime change in Russia, because we can't have these two unpredictable and powerful countries acting crazy. We can't have that. That is very threatening to us in a real way. So you'll see some. I'm going to ask them right now. You're going to, as far as Putin goes. Right. There might be a coup. There might be a bloodless coup there, where you see him step down. And of course, he'll have to use health as an issue. And luckily for everybody in the world, there have been many, many, many news stories and news sites saying that he's very sick and that he has surgeries and that he's very, very sick. I don't necessarily believe that. I think he is sick, but I don't think he's had surgeries per se, because I don't think he would have woken up if he did. They have been looking for an opportunity to take him out. There is a big power struggle going on, and honestly, a power vacuum. He's just been very protected. He has a group of individuals around him that literally have protected him. But this is over because the United States and some other countries, which are our allies, have finally decided that's it. We've got to do something. Anybody is better than Putin. So again, if you haven't seen the video where I talk about what's happening with that, I see a militaristic person coming in, somebody who is either a general or someone who has that militaristic attitude about him. Give no quarter, because Russia is getting ready to undergo protest and civil unrest like they've never seen before. Well, maybe they've seen it. No, this is going to be different. So they're saying, no, it'll be different and new. And so the only way to handle that is to have this militaristic military junta crackdown. So, but the United States doesn't care, because we don't care about their, we don't care about their people. We care about our people. And so if this junta, if this person, whoever it is, will agree to not attack us and to maybe make some kind of deal with Ukraine, then we're going to be 100% behind that. Now, I'm going to wrap this up for real by saying that this energy is here again. I did 3 videos on Ukraine, and in all 3 of those videos, from the very beginning of this attack on Ukraine, in all 3 of those videos, the energy suggested that at some point, the West, quote unquote, would get behind the notion that Ukraine has lost enough and they should just acquiesce and allow Russia to keep the parts that they've already annexed back in 2014 or whenever it was. So Crimea was annexed back then. Parts of Donetsk and Donbass region were annexed by Russia back then. And they've had, sham government there, and they've expatriated the Ukrainian people and brought in Russian people. Okay. So here we are again, right? It's not that this is a stalemate. Ukraine is mopping the floor with Russia. However, all it's going to take is for Russia to send 1 nuclear warhead, and the West will be on Zelensky to say, look, end this, let them have this land and end it, and we'll help you rebuild. And the West will dangle money like you've never seen. I've said this, the guides have said this many times before. The energy is back. Now, I've also said that Zelensky would rather, crawl on broken glass and then eat it than to take this. This man wants his country back. He deserves this country back. It's his country. It's their country. They had independence. They had those outlines of that country, the borders. They shouldn't have to give up something that was annexed by a bully. See, again, if we all would have, and I mean the world, stood by Ukraine when Russia was annexing that, we wouldn't be in this situation. And right now, Russia's annexing other parts of other countries. It's not just Ukraine. They're doing this to other countries. We have to stand up to these bullies. We just have to. We can't be passive anymore. NATO cannot be passive anymore. It's because we know that even though these bullies go after these countries that aren't NATO countries, sooner or later, they're going to come for us too. We know this. So we have to be more proactive. However, let me get back to Ukraine. The energy is going to be, yes, so Putin is probably going to do something nuclear because he knows that that's going to get the West attention, and he knows the West is what's funding this war. So if you can get the West to stop sending the money, it's game over for Ukraine. I mean, don't yell at me. 1-800-SPIRIT Guides, press 1 for complaints. This is the energy. I'm just telling you what the energy is. I don't agree with this at all. I'm with Zelensky. But as I go into that energy, I don't think Zelensky's going to take it. I don't think you can buy this man off. I don't think, even though he's going to need the money to rebuild, right? I don't think he cares. I really don't. This is their heart and passion is in this now. And if you don't give them another dollar, they'll just take what they have and keep fighting until game over. I think we've crossed that line. I don't think, so that brings us to a point, right, where Russia sends nuclear warheads somewhere, and then what happens? What happens then? If we can't get Zelensky and Ukraine to stop fighting, and Russia says, well, we did one, we can do another one. And then what happens, right? The rest of the world has to get more involved because we are now at stake, which means we're addressing the bully. It's all about this bully energy. If you don't stand up to them, if you try to placate them, all you're making is a bigger bully, a meaner bully, and a more powerful bully. You have to take a stand against a bully. This is the energy. This is what humans apparently in the world are learning right now. This is why a lot of people are rising up and protesting. because they're tired of the bullies in the world. So in the end, I expect that we're going to handle this, that the United States is going to handle this, that the world is going to handle this. And I feel like what will happen is, and this is the energy that I got about North Korea, is that, you know, the United States is going to turn a blind eye for so long, and then we're going to punch your lights out. And I mean that seriously. That's what they said. And it's not a war. This isn't a war. This is a show of force. This is a flex. We will flex on them to the degree that they will wet their pants. Okay. We will not, we're done. It's like when your mom has had enough and she screams and everybody sits down and shuts up because, you know, stuff's about to happen. This is what's going to happen. The United States is going to flex, and I don't know exactly what that looks like, but I promise you it will not be timid. And it won't start a war because because the flex will be so big, the message will be so big that they will not answer back. Now that flex could be economic, but and that flex could also be regime change. Okay. So there's a lot of ways that we have a lot of resources that we can use. And I just feel like it's a balancing act. I think that once the cabinet, you know, Biden's people, once they decide the scales have tipped, whatever that is for them, whether that's some sort of nuclear targeted surgical strike, or who knows what that line is that they cross. But if they cross it, I'm seeing CIA. We're not going to leave fingerprints. There's not going to be any American fingerprints on this, but you will see something happen, and you will see an abrupt change in a government. And you can just bet your dollars that was us. I mean, of course we have allies involved too. So all that to say that I don't see, listen, we could have really and truly some sort of nuclear issue, but I don't see it hitting the United States or Canada or even Europe. I don't know why Donetsk just came into my mind. It could be something that they do to Ukraine. To be completely honest with you, Russia has been known to do false flag, shoot upon their own people, their own cities, to provoke the people into supporting a war. So they could even fire on their own people. As a matter of fact, some of the people they're reminding me that I follow are in intel, and they saw those there's these special vehicles that go with the nuclear bomb vehicle. Okay, so the special vehicle. They saw those special vehicles via satellite, and they were headed north, not south towards Ukraine. They're reporting it that they're heading south, but the intel thinks they were heading north. So something's afoot. Okay. But you know, it's going to be handled. It's all going to be handled. The bottom line here is, again, shock and awe. I told you guys, the guides have tried to prepare you for this. We haven't even seen it yet. Whatever you've seen now to this point is nothing compared to what we're about to see. So strap in, grab your popcorn, drink lots of water, stay hydrated, take good care of yourself, because it's going to be a bumpy ride. But overall, we're going to be fine. We're going to be fine. We're going to get through this fine. It's a roller coaster. It's what they keep saying to me. As a matter of fact, I was literally laying down yesterday on my stomach, holding on to my couch, saying, I want off the roller coaster. That's what it is. It's just this kind of crazy up and down. So what you can do is disconnect from the news, disconnect from all of this Go out into Mother Nature, let her heal you, accept love, be in love, and just rest assured, whatever crazy things you hear from your friends, your family, or when you do tune into the news, it's all going to get handled. It's all in grasp, but they've got control of it. Okay. Listen, I hope you found this new format interesting and informative. Please let me know down in the comments what you think about this particular type of format. I'm still going to answer your questions and those types of things. I just thought that I would try this and see how this worked for you. So let me know. Okay. Take really good care of yourself. We'll talk again soon, right here on this channel. For entertainment purposes only.